Hello, my wonderful, beautiful broskies, wonderful, beautiful broskies of the Maverick Nation. I am the Asher Maverick, and boy, do I have something for you all. A new what if. This one. What if Naruto was the Quincy King of Uzu? And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if you really looked at the thumbnail and just heard what I said and still don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm talking about, one, you need to watch more Naruto, and two, you need to watch more Bleach, manga, because they haven't really done the whole thing yet with that. Still working. Never mind. Anyways, when I said Quincy King, it's because this story is going to take off a very interesting point in Naruto Uzumaki's life in this what if. This very interesting point is basically going to be Naruto's basically Naruto and Killer Bee's fight with Itachi and Nagato is whenever this is going to take place. We'll basically start the story. Basically, they're having their fight, and basically, it's actually gotten to the point in the fight to where Naruto is pretty much using his human path to steal Naruto's soul. And unlike in the manga and anime, where Itachi makes it in time to basically use his Amaterasu and do all this other shit to stop Nagato from stealing Naruto and possibly even Killer Bee's soul. Um, like that doesn't happen because let's just say, just 1 second, just for 1 second, Nagato realizes that Itachi is going over there, and basically he just releases his hand that he had on Killer Bee for 1 second, and just says Shinra Tensei and blasts Itachi away, and then puts it right back on Killer Bee. The Killer Bee would be too confused, and he would be exhausted. So he wouldn't be able to take the opportunity whenever Nagato had his hand off him. So Itachi would have been Shinra Tensei, or Tensei, or whatever. And basically, with the Shinra Tensei, basically, Itachi would sort of be half knocked out of commission. And Nagato would have taken at least Naruto's soul, because after exerting all that energy for the Shinra Tensei, it would have taken a little bit too much out of Nagato. Well, at least for the time being, because technically Edo Tensei's, have endless chakra. but for the time being, he'd be a little bit exhausted. So, kind of have to wait for like basically like him to be able to get Killer Beast and Cherokee, the A-Tails Gyuki. Basically, Nagato would have had enough time to kind of rip Naruto's Jinchuriki, Kurama out of him. And so Naruto would just kind of be laying there on the ground, dead. And well, Chio isn't there, like, with Gaara to, like, save his life by risking their own, so, yeah, they wouldn't have that luxury. Not like with the Kaze rescue mission. They wouldn't have that luxury. So, yeah, Naruto's dead. However, once Nagato basically had gotten rid of, Naruto, basically this would be Itachi's time to strike back, in which he'd basically just drive the Totsuka blade through Nagato. Like, pure Susanoo up in this bitch. Like, he'd be pissed. Like, damn it. Like, he'd just drive it through Nagato and seal him. So, yeah. That would suck. Dick. And with the 8 tetragram seal, basically, if Naruto's gone, Kurama's gone. However, at least that's what it would seem like at first. However, Naruto, whenever his eyes open, because he finds it strange that his eyes are open, that is unless he's either in heaven or in hell, or possibly in purgatory. He doesn't really know which one yet. He's still trying to adjust himself to the light. Whether that light is from fire or light is from like a divine intervention. At least as much as possible, I guess. And that wasn't until Naruto started to see that the light was actually a lot dimmer than he had first actually thought. It was just the fact that there was light at all in the room that Naruto thought it was actually brighter than it actually was. And there was only really one actual electric-ish light. It's like slash electric slash wax-ish like candle bulb thing. And the rest are like torches lying across the walls. And it'd be like one big hallway out from an entrance. And Naruto, looks behind him to find the entrance. And the entrance kind of just sinks into the wall. And it's like the wall just eats the door. And like Naruto's like, damn it, I'm stuck. So Naruto, having no idea what this place is, but he does indeed, find something as he's walking. He finds what seems to be the luring figure of a shadow. And the shadow seems to basically be rather quiet for the moment. That is until Naruto gets close enough. And before Naruto can speak, the shadow presents itself as, well, one of his names that he's known by is Zangetsu. But another name that he is also known by, and even feared by, Yuhabak. basically the Quincy King Uhabak. And he's like, what could have possibly happened that'd be so bad that, you would be summoned here for the interaction with me? I may have lost, but it was kind of hacks how I lost. Some still silver bullshit. Even though it happened by my own power. And, Naruto's trying to digest all of this coming from Yuha. And so basically what he's digesting from him is basically that he's a guy who basically had big old plans of, delusions of grandeur. And basically, you have been, as they've been, doing like this eternal staring contest of sorts. He's kind of been filing through Naruto's mind. And, he can tell that Naruto hasn't had the best of childhoods. And basically, only ever saw his parents as, sources of chakra from, inside of him, implanted, in the seal. And so he tries to use this to his advantage. But instead, Naruto's basically like, so what? There's nothing we get. There's nothing you can do now. There's nothing I can do now. That is unless... Now that I think about it... Naruto's doing his thinking. He's like, maybe there is something. That's whenever he remembers a little something. The art of Fuenjutsu. And the fact that he's an Uzumaki. Uzumaki are seal master geniuses. So, he could possibly use Fuenjutsu to not really seal this guy inside of him, but more or less use the seal to where basically he absorbed all of his powers. And basically, this guy already admitted that he's freaking absorbed the Soul King, whoever the hell that guy is. And that one of the parts of the Soul King's body is apparently something called Pernita. Naruto doesn't even want to know half of what the hell that must have been. So Naruto's just like, I'll just Fuinjutsu seal his power, which is also equated to the Soul King's power, and this part of the Soul King called Pernita, which was under, basically under his control. Yuha, Bach, the Soul King, and Pernita. One of the hands of the Soul King. So, yeah, basically, Naruto just using his knowledge of his heritage as an Uzumaki and their ability with Fuinjutsu to give Yuha the slip. And how he does this is basically, he makes a seal that, in secret, kind of in secret until it's too late, kind of slowly and painfully drains the person of their power and gives it to the person who made the seal in the first place. And it isn't until the last of his power is starting to dwindle that Yuha Bog actually puts 2 and 2 equals 4 together, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and figures out that it's Naruto, but well, yeah, I'm an Uzumaki, what the hell did you think? But, once I have you absorbed and coincidentally with Ada, Pernita, and the Soul King, considering Panada's part of the Soul King. Anyways, once I have all that done, I guess I'll be the new Quincy King. But, hmm. It will be a new age of Quincy's. The Uzu Quincy. And, Naruto would just be giddy. Just be like, Uzu Quincy's, because basically Naruto's plan is to use, basically use the power of the Quincy god, Yuhabak, to basically bring up Uzu Shioker, basically land of whirlpools, like bring it to its former glory, but instead of just using regular ninja, well, there could be regular ninja, but like the main military force is basically going to be the equivalent of, Yuhabak's Stern Ritter, but on a much more mass scale, because like the Stern Ritter was only like 26 to like 27 people, somewhat, because like one of them's like a Siamese twin Stern Ritter thing, and like the Stern Ritter B thing is like a shared slot, like Uryu, and then I don't even remember how to pronounce that one guy's name, like Staffen. I don't even know how to pronounce that one guy's name. But like they have like a shared like Stern Ritter B spot, and one of the Stern Ritters is actually kind of like a Siamese twin Stern Ritter. So yeah, and Stern Ritter A is actually Yuhabak himself. So that's kind of cheating, don't you think? Basically, the Stern Ritter are going to be like kind of like Ambu, like the most massive military force for like the new Uzu. And basically, seeing this is going to be a new version of Uzu Shioka, basically Naruto he's basically planning on calling it, seeing as, there's the Seirei for the Shinigamis, and there's like a Munda for the Hollows, and for the Quincy's, there's the Seirei. I mean, damn it, for the Shinigamis, there's the Seirei. For the Hollows, there's like a Mundo, and there's the Vandente for the Quincy's. There's the Vandente, I believe that's what it's called. So basically, instead of Uzu Shioka, it would be called Uzu Vandente. That's what it would be called now. It wouldn't be called Uzu Shioka, like, Uzu, like, Uzu no Kuni, like, Whirlpool Country. It would be Vandente Uzu Shioka, or Uzu Shioka Vandente, whichever one you want to put first. Because it's basically a mix of Quincy and, Whirlpool. And basically what this is basically the military force thing. It's basically, since he's going to be the new Quincy King, he's decided that's what he's going to be. Because, Now he has all of Yuha's memories, so he knows everything. Even the stuff about Genyu Yamamoto and stuff about Aizen, like all sorts of shit. And so Naruto decides he wants to make his own Stern Ritter. And even possibly make his own Schutzstaffen. You know, the Elite Royal Guard, like Schutzstaffen. And basically, Naruto's thinking, but before he plans any of that out, he should get a good look on how things are going. Considering the whole war problem, you know, Madara's just now entering the fight, you know, his perfect Susanoo's kicking ass, and, you know, like, by the time Naruto actually gets to looking to see how everything is going, is around the time that Obito kinda screws with Madara's Eye of the Moon plan by becoming the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. You know, the Ten Tails Jubi. Basically the Jubi Jinchuriki. That's around the time that Naruto actually gets to looking in on things for the first time. And he's just like, son of a bitch. He's just like, damn it. Anyways, basically, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, well, back to my thing. And basically, you know, Naruto's like thinking, wait, I could just use the whole holy light thing, like the Ashwollen, and like, just do that, yep. The whole Eye of the Moon plan, that took like forever to do. I'm not even gonna, like, from all the knowledge that Yuha gets from being like all powerful and all holy and all knowledgeable and shit, like Quincy God. You know, even knowledge about Black Zetsu and Kaguya, about that possibly happening. He's like, he's not even gonna let any of that happen. Like, he's seen enough already. So he's just like, Ashwollen. And then just like the freaking Ashwollen just happens, and Madara and Obito just get wiped off the map. And since Black Zetsu was like right next to Madara, he gets freaking nukedified. And, you know, just standing amongst pretty much like the midst of whatever. Naruto only decided to like nukedify Madara, Black Zetsu, and Obito. Nobody else really. And the White Zetsus, like, people seem to be fending themselves off pretty okay against the White Zetsus. And basically, Naruto's looking upon all the destruction, and he's like, yeah, but there's not all that many people in the world left. Like, this is pretty suck. So he's just like, you know, I can fix this. I'm gonna find a way to fix this. He's basically gonna use his power to basically go back to the Five Kage Summit, like, go back in time and, basically pop up there whenever Obito and Sasuke pop up there, and the 5 Kages are there, and Mifune is there, and like the Kage bodyguards are there, and the samurai bodyguards are there. Basically, 5 Kage Summit. They're just gonna turn time all the way back to that point. And, observe until it actually gets to the point to where Sasuke is about to get hit by Inoki's Genton Jutsu. And right before Inoki can actually enact the jutsu, what would happen is basically like something would and basically Inoki would dodge and he'd be like, "What was that?" And basically it would have been a Quincy arrow. And basically Naruto would have been like, "Oh, well, at least they have no idea where I am." Basically he's just like, "Yeah, I need to eliminate some key players before this can go on any longer." And so Naruto's basically just gonna ponder, the rest of the time he has to ponder, on who he can let live and who he has to kill based on their reactions after what just happened there. Based on the reaction that he's going to get. And, well, basically, Inoki isn't very smart and literally tries to chase after someone who he doesn't even know where they are, so he's just running like a chicken with his head cut off. And so, Naruto just decides that he's just going to freaking Quincy Blade. And Quincy Blade straight through I think the name of it is Sailor Schneider. Basically, Sailor Schneider straight through Inoki, like, appeared right behind him, like, in the span of, like, 0.2 seconds, and, like, and just kill Inoki. And it's just, like, right there. And, well, wouldn't even, like, be any forgiveness in his eyes. There'd just be, like, cold, dead eyes. And then the next person will basically be the Mizukage. And Naruto really doesn't, have any ill intent towards the Mizukage, plus her country is kind of trying to recover from a civil war, started by a Genjutsu'd 4th Mizukage. So, yeah, Naruto feels that it kind of wouldn't be very fair for him to do that to Mei, as long as Mei doesn't do something stupid. And good for her, she doesn't do anything stupid. And, well, basically after that, Danzo is there, and Danzo is gonna try to do his shit. But because of that, well, basically, Danzo ends up getting hit in the rock and hard place. There's this invisible person who basically murderized Inoki. And basically, he's so focused on him that basically Sasuke is able to, completely murderize Danzo however many times he needs to in order to get rid of him permanently. And so, yeah, pretty neutral on the whole opinion base. Kage is stupid. Um, the Mizukage is okay. The current Hokage is a piece of shit. Only really the current Rokudan Hokage because of an injury Tsunade sustained a while back. And well, basically, yes. Basically, you know, Garber really doesn't seem to be doing anything, and A takes offense to this. Like, what are you, a freaking chicken? And Gar's like, no, I'm just not wanting to send my men off to get slaughtered by someone who they can't even freaking see. And A's just like, well, I'm not gonna need to see them in order to kill them. And basically, Gar would just give this man a look like, dude, you are stupid. And basically, A would just, go full lightning cloak and sprint out there. And basically Naruto would be like, not much different than Inoki. Only this guy uses lightning unlike Inoki. Not gonna make much of a difference. And be like, But he would do the thing where he pulled Celia Schneider back into the bow position. He's like, and just like straight through the lightning armor and pierce straight through, and it would actually cause it to explode, blowing up A's chest. And A wouldn't have even seen the person who did this. And they would have retrieved their weapons so fast that no one could have seen them. And Gaara's like, and that's exactly why I didn't do anything. Gaara and May are like the most intelligent people there because they didn't want to get their people killed. And just Donzo is an asshole. So if Naruto didn't do it, Sasuke would have done it. That's basically, the last eye that Donzo has. He basically goes for his little seal thing. Basically, he rips his shirt off and he goes for the seal thing. Before Sasuke can kill him, he kills Sasuke. Basically he goes to like self-destruct. Self-destruct mode. But Obito goes to kind of, work that plan, but then everybody just get blasted everywhere in every which direction by this massive wave of Ryatsu that's coming from everywhere, all angles. And then, everyone would just hear, I have returned. I am the one. The king. The Quincy King. You can call me Yuha-Bak. And he's using the alias of the name of the person he absorbed via Fuinjutsu Seal. Basically, Naruto using the alias of the person he absorbed. But also by absorbing him, he also absorbed Pranita, and by absorbing Pranita, he also absorbed the Soul King, because also Yuha-Bak also absorbed the Soul King. and Renata is like a part of the Soul King. And well, basically, Naruto goes on to continue to be even more freaking ominous. Be like, I will take everything from you. You are nothing to me. Everything here has just become a means to an end. And I intend to take no prisoners. God, I'm Mizukage. God, I'm Kazekage. Your efforts in thinking of your people, of your village first, and your egos second. I applaud the gesture, but don't act like that is going to save you. Like I said, I am Yuhabak, and I intend to stick to my word. I will take everything away from all of you. And my word as the Quincy King is final. And then, like freaking Naruto would just, as Yuhabak would just be like, he would like summon Sele Schneider, and then using the broad end would just like tap it against the ground, and he would say, basically he would say, Ashulin. And and basically what would happen is like big light would blast outwards, and like Obito would try to get out of the way with Kamui, but the light would just suck into his dimension, and he would just get like disassembled on a mass scale, like in the midst of like him trying to escape to another dimension. So it would be even more painful. Like he'd be getting destroyed in the middle of like trying to transport to another dimension. So it'd be even more painful. Like no mercy. And Sasuke would just be like, holy shit. This guy calls himself Yuhabak. He's fucking terrifying. And, Naruto would just, in the blink of an eye, just pop up in front of Sasuke and be like, oh, Sasuke, thank you. I never thought someone like you could compliment someone like me. Then again, I guess if you're smart enough, you can realize true royalty whenever it's right to the front of you. True power. Thy name is Yuhabak. Disappear. And then he just freaking beam out of there like Scotty beamed me up. And for that, I'm basically going to say that awesomeness is going to where we're going to kick it off. Alan's going to dose us. Dark's remember, so OUT out of here. You boys, like, favorite, subscribe. And, I guess But that's all, folks.